My question to Mr. Hornsby, I'm familiar with you playing good roles. I'm familiar with you partnering with 50. For this particular project, being the father of Meech, how was it to play the head of a household as the spiritual head, and at the same time not condoning the lifestyle of a son?
I think it's an honor to bring anyone, any actual person a real person to life, on the screen. And you have to look at it as as a charge to tell that person's truth and honor their truth and honor who they were and what they represented. What really, though, what's important to me to get right is the love that the father has for his children, his wife, and his family, as a whole. And I feel like once, that was the love was the root for me and how I approached the character, because he's a man that all he has at the end of the day is the love for his family. You're working 3 and 4 jobs, you're trying to make the ends meet, but what brings you home, what gets you up in the morning, what is and what allows you to, to just find that extra energy for your wife, for your kids, for your community is the love that you have. And I think that, we really need to key in on that as the show is concerned, because the show has a lot of heart. And I think that that's what sort of sets it apart, is the love that these parents had for their kids and their community, and what they were really looking to do for their family. And circumstances being what they are and what they were, there's a disconnect, but it wasn't for a lack of love, and it wasn't for a lack of trying.
Right. I like that. Miss White, how are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm well. I'm so well. Thank you. My question to you now is, how is it to play the mother that disconnects from a child that you love based on the lifestyle that they want to live? Because usually I would say you don't really see too much in maybe other households, but let's say a Christian-based household. Usually the life that has been seasoned and blossomed to have a life of their own come up under them, to live a life that's not like theirs. How is it to disconnect from that, knowing that you came from something as well? Like I personally never understood it. So I wonder, how do you take that into your role?
I can say this, and what I know of actually now knowing the real Mrs. Flennory, I think it was, you do the best that you can, mm-hmm. and with what you have. And she gave them so much love, and and they come from a deep, loving family, and Mr. Flennory and Mrs. Flennory have a beautiful relationship and love and respect for each other. But, as you see your children change and go into these different things, it's challenging to see that. But really, the truth is that these are their given circumstances, and which is unfortunate. And I think that the intention was that there are these 2 boys growing up in this impoverished neighborhood, and wanting to take care of their family and their parents, and also seeking to live their dreams. And but it's challenging to see how it goes about. But it's just how things are sometimes, based on what's happening in your community. So all you can do is the best that you can. And but it's challenging and deep, and hits you and hits me at my core in a really deep place, to see you have to let go of your child in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So based on, and this is a question for both of you, Mr. Russell, Ms. Michole, in playing the parents of Meech and little Meech, is there kind of like a prodigal son type feeling? Because I would believe that at some point the parents do want to receive their children back, So is there some type of, how is it to play the parents? And like, if you are parents already, how is it that to bring that feeling of love back, railing in your children back into your life?
I think from Mr. Flennory's perspective, there is a hope in one sense, but then there is a reality in another. And so I think as a father, I think fathers deal in reality more so, generally speaking, than mothers do. Mothers deal in emotion that speaks to the hope of what can, of what might be if, you know what I mean? And I think fathers sort of deal in the practicality of what is and sort of what they see, because again, you've had to wrestle with the world in a different way. So when you're raised as a man raising boys, you're saying, I'm gonna give them as much love as I can until there's nothing left. I'm gonna give you as much as you can handle. And when you show me you can't handle that, I have to let you go, because there's others here that deserve the love, who are willing to receive it. And I think that's just a reality that I believe fathers deal with more so than mothers.
Okay.
And so that's from my standpoint, speak for Mr. Flennory, I think that's what is. And so you give as much as you can until they're not willing to receive anymore. And then you have to sort of save the rest of the ship, so to speak.
Okay. I like that.
And I would say, I would feel responsible for my children, and that, so checking myself on what did I do, even though I know that I've given them my best, but how can I fix this? But also at the end of the day, there's a sense of pride, because their mindset to create the things that they did, if they were to use these same skills in other places for positive, for different things, they could just, change the world as they did, So there's a sense of pride about what they are capable of. And I'm love my kids no matter what. So there's not the disconnect. I think for me, it's most important to Lucille. Family is more important than anything in this world. So she will do anything to keep her family together.
Mr. Russell, Ms. White, thank you for your time. I'm already captivated by the trailer and the episodes I've saw. I love what you guys are doing. Keep up the great work. I want to see more and more and more. So wherever y'all take this show, I'm going right with it. So thank you.
Appreciate the love, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.